According to Catherine Ellison from ProPublica.org, more than 135 expecting and new mothers a day endure dangerous and even life-threatening complications that often leave them feeling wounded, weakened, traumatized, financially devastated, or unable to bear any more children. The purpose of my speech today is to inform my audience of the reality of giving birth. There's not nearly enough information about how childbirth can affect the human body. A lot of the information that is available talks about the positives or only minor problems that can happen during childbirth. As someone who has given birth, I do wish that I had more information that was readily available to me. While there are various misconstructions about giving birth, today I'll be talking about the dangers of giving birth, what actually happens during birth, and some misconceptions about postpartum. First, I'll talk about the dangers of giving birth. According to the article, What Are Some Common Complications During Labor and Delivery from the Institute of Health, some of the most common complications is labor not progressing. This means that the cervix is not dilating or that the contractions are becoming shorter and farther apart. Although this can also affect the baby, it also causes a lot of pain and discomfort for the person giving birth. Another common complication of labor is excessive bleeding. This is often one of the most common reasons of maternal-related deaths. This can be from perineal tears, the uterus not contracting, or the placenta not passing after birth. Next, I'll talk to you about what happens to the human body during birth. Now that you know some of the complications of childbirth, I'll talk to you about what actually happens during labor. A lot of things are happening during labor, such as your water breaking, painful contractions, and your cervix thinning to dilate. These are things that most people know prior to giving birth or they're informed of. However, there are some things that aren't explicitly told, such as how long labor can be. Labor can be from a few hours to even a few days before the baby is finally here. Another common thing that happens during labor is your body swelling. This is actually something that happened to me, and I noticed after I gave birth that my hands were swollen, my feet and legs were swollen, and my face was really puffy. This is actually something that's normal, but I wasn't explicitly told. Lastly, I'll talk about some misconceptions about postpartum. Postpartum is a part of childbirth that people tend to forget. There are many misconceptions about the aftermath of childbirth. Postpartum depression is one of the many effects after giving birth. It is also almost always dismissed as just baby blues. However, according to the CDC, 1 in 8 women experience symptoms of postpartum depression. But differing by state, it can be as high as 1 in 5 women. So you can imagine how it must feel like for somebody experiencing postpartum depression to just be told that it's just baby blues or that it'll pass. Another fallacy surrounding postpartum is that you'll immediately feel connected to your newborn baby. But according to Bonding with Baby and What It Should Feel Like from theconversation.com, between 25% to 35% of mothers don't immediately fall in love with their newborn. This just proves how glamorized giving birth is, because you don't have to feel immediately a connection with your newborn baby after the human body has already exerted so much energy into just giving birth. In conclusion, I've informed you of what it's really like to give birth. I've told you the dangers of giving birth, what happens during labor, and some misconceptions about postpartum. With this information regarding childbirth, I hope that you can appreciate the people that you might know that have given birth and have a better understanding of what it's actually like to give birth. Childbirth should not be as glamorized as it is today.